Life's a journey, and we do it in community. I'm sure we've all felt a sort of desert island experience recently during these times of lockdown. So we want to reflect with others on their journey. So why don't you join me on Desert Island Reflections?
If you're going to go fast, go it alone. If you want to go far, you got to go together. In this season where many are feeling like they're living a desert island experience,
Disconnected and alone!
I want to bring us closer together through stories. Although physically distant, our stories will bring us closer together and closer to God.
I want to just welcome Don Bakker, or Bakker. Maybe you'd like to put us straight on that, Don.
It's Bakker.
Don's known for helping around the place, whether practical or pastoral, whether it's plumbing leaks or lives. He's a huge music fan. He loves to find a place for everything and have everything in its place. So we just welcome Don to Desert Island Reflections. Don, it's great to have you with us. What are you currently doing at the moment?
Mainly plumbing at the moment.
And do you do that just locally here in Mullingar?
Yeah,
Do you...
I'm kind of self-employed, working mostly in Mullingar.
If I'm right in saying you're not originally a native to
No.
Ireland?
I'm originally from Amsterdam, but I've been here since 1987. I came to Ireland when everybody seemed to be leaving. But growing up like during the 70s and early 80s in Amsterdam, I loved it. I really enjoyed where I grew up, and like Amsterdam is a small city. It's quite a safe city, and you know, there's a good vibe around the place. And you know,
And what was life like, you know, in terms of with your friends at that maybe early stage, you know, primary school, whatever? What did you get up to at the weekends or after school?
out with my friends on our bikes, and we, you know, bring us a bit of grub with us, or you know, maybe you might be lucky and get some money off your mother for a bag of chips or something, but we'd be gone.
Are you an only child, or had you siblings?
My brother's the oldest, and then my sister in the middle, and then me.
Tell me about your parents. Describe your mum and dad to me. What?
My mother passed away about 10 years ago, and she was a lovely lady, quiet but solid, like most mothers, holding everything together. In the background, my dad would be like me, always working with our hands, kind of making things. And you know, if Judith would say to me, well, let's get somebody in to do this in the house, and I would say, no, I'm going to do it, like, you know. And my dad would be like that, you know, like, or you know, so I'm like him in that way.
And what about, you know, maybe a life-changing moment or a significant moment in your life?
Going through primary school, I would have been very confident. I loved, you know, my friends and mess around, and you know, I was quite happy. And then something happened. I was transferring from primary school to secondary school, and during the summer holidays I injured myself. When I came home, my PE teacher straight away said to me, this is in secondary school. I went to secondary school, and my PE teacher said, look, there's something wrong with you. You should go and get it sorted out. So I did, and that meant I had to have an operation to get my Achilles tendon fixed. It meant that I was off, because the school I was attending was like a long journey on the tram, and with a big bag of books and crutches, and my mother insisted that wasn't going to happen. She arranged that I could have some homework sent to me. I suppose like bright enough to kind of catch on when I had to. And that was probably true, but I didn't gel in. I didn't come back to the school as what I was used to in primary school. Going to a big school so far away from home just knocked me for six, really. And a little bit of depression kind of set in, you know, that kind of like, and questions then, you know, questions of life kind of enter into my head, like into my heart. It was like, there has to be more to life than just going through life, and that's it. Within a short period of time, then I met some Christians. It was funny, some evangelists from America, and they gave me some literature. I started to read that, and that kind of, you know, got some interest aroused in me. I met a friend who became my best friend, and he told me about Jesus. So he encouraged me to get a Bible and read it. So I did. the first chapter, the first verse grabbed me, you know, because I knew in my heart, in my spirit, maybe that God, there has to be a God.
Tell me about Rastafarianism and
That friend in college, he was a Rastafarian.
right.
And me and him, like I said, became best friends. And through the whole movement, they introduced me to reading the scripture, a chapter a day, and which I did. And in the meantime, I joined the organization. We were staying with a Nigerian brother. The way he explained things to me was like, so I actually have to consciously ask Jesus into my life. I was sleeping in the room next with another guy from Amsterdam. We had traveled together and he was asleep, so I just snuck out of bed and got on my knees and just prayed a short prayer, like just ask Jesus into my life. And woke up the next morning and there was just something in me had changed. Actually, when I traveled back from London back to Amsterdam to my parents' house where I was living, walked into my bedroom, my brother was there and delighted to see each other, you know, and he said to me, what's changed? Like, you know, so you're different. Like, so I told him what I had decided that weekend to give my life to the Lord.
Was there a verse in this new season here in Brixton that you'd say that's when God became personal?
It was John 3:16 that showed me that not only was God real, but he actually sent his son that we could have everlasting life by putting our trust in him. I had become a Christian, and then about a year later I moved to Ireland, and I thought, this is great. I'm going to a country full of Christians. That is a Christian country. Until I opened my mouth when I got here about Jesus, and nobody wanted to know. I got to a stage where I was disappointed with God. Everything fell apart. Like, it was in 2008 when, first of all, the economy, when my business that I'd built up since 2001 kind of came to naught. My mother was terminally ill. I was traveling so much backwards and forwards to Holland that my mortgage had gone in arrears. And one day I remember sitting at home. I said, God, where are you? I heard God say to me, read my word. I said, okay then. I opened it up. And this was the first time this happened to me. When people say, like, a verse leapt out of the page, you know, and hit you right between the eyes, and that's actually what happened. It was Isaiah 41 verse 10. It says, fear not, for I am the Lord your God, I'm with you. And with my righteous right hand I will uphold you. I was thinking that God was nowhere to be seen. And yet, when I called out to him, he answered me instantly. And that was so reassuring. And from there, everything started to change again. You know, I met a brother from our local church. You know, he asked me, was I going to church? I said, no, I have no church really. And he said, well, you know, come to Mullingar Christian Fellowship. There, you know, it's lovely and it's great, and it's, you know, come and see, like, you know. After a while, then I went to MCF once or twice, and I instantly knew that's where God wanted me to be.
You know, we've called this Desert Island Reflections. The idea being that maybe what we've been in the last year has felt a wee bit of an island experience.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you hopeful for in the future?
I'm just saying, Lord, I'm excited. You know, I am excited. And changes sometimes are hard, but not necessarily, you know, bad. You know.
I suppose my hope with this series, Desert Island Reflections, is that even though we're physically distant at this moment, that our stories bring us together. Amen. And I think that's just the power of a story. So Don, thanks so much.
It was
Bless
a
you,
pleasure.
man. Take care.
God bless.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.